Star Trek 4 is kind of like the urban legend of, well, who's the tall, skinny man that people say that will come get the
Slender
kids?
Man?
Slender Man, yeah. It's kind of become the Slender Man of the entertainment
My
industry.
God, it's tall, skinny man.
No. That's just Logan.
Oh, yeah.
That's just my husband.
The Slender Man, in the sense that, they've been talking about it forever, but it's this rumor, it's this whisper. It's like the beginning of Lord of the Rings when he Kate Blanchett saying, rumor became myth, myth became legend. It was a whisper. Yeah, that's all it was. That it's not actually going to happen.
Now
but
I hear that music in my head, by the way.
So, but apparently this thing is still going and it's still alive, and Paramount wants to get this thing done. And they just brought on kind of a heavyweight to write the new script for it. This comes to us from Variety, who wrote the following. Steve Yockey, I have no idea if that's how you pronounce his name, but it's hockey with a Y, so I'm going to pronounce it like that. Yockey, creator of the Max series, The Flight Attendant, which I know a lot of people love that series.
It's fabulous. Season 1 in particular was amazing.
He is joining Starfleet as the new screenwriter for Star Trek 4. Then we're going to go down to this. Yockey's involvement in is the most promising sign of forward momentum for the project has had since. The playwright started his TV writing career on the MTV series Awkward and Scream before joining the writing staff, special place in my heart, of Supernatural for 4 seasons. His latest series, the Sandman universe adaptation, The Dead Boy Detectives, will premiere on Netflix in April. All right, so they're still saying that Chris Pine is going to come back, that
Zachary Quinto
as Spock is going to come back, that
Zoe
Uhura's
coming back?
What's that?
Zoe? Yeah,
That Zoe
okay.
Saldana is going to come back, that Bones is going to come back, that
Yay.
they're still saying
Simon
they're
Pegg.
What do you think they do about Chekhov, though? Like, do they recast or?
No, I don't think they'll recast.
I feel like they'll say something about him leading his own ship. Like he's been promoted to being a captain. He's off exploring new galaxies and new worlds and living his best life. I think they'll give
this
him a
would be a
beautiful
good-
little off-camera.
Probably a little line like something goes wrong on the bridge and someone goes, oh, I wish Chekhov was here.
Yeah.
Like it's probably something like that. I mean, personally, I think they should recast. I mean, that's how I feel about these things.
Yeah.
If an actor passes away, you recast the role. The show goes on. But I don't think they will. And that's fine. That's okay. Listen, Rob and I differ very greatly on this. The Star Trek films were great. I didn't like the second one nearly as much as the first and the third, but I still enjoyed the second one. I had some big problems with the second one. I did. But that third one, the one that Simon Pegg wrote,
I really enjoyed
I had a ball with the third one.
Fun.
I thought the third one was really good. And listen, this is much like Sonic. This Star Trek franchise was one that for a good 3 years, when they announced they were doing it, I mocked it. I said Star Trek is a dead franchise. And it was, for all intents and purposes at that time, it was a completely dead franchise. Followers and the fan base of the show were literally dying off and not being replaced by younger new fans and all this kind of stuff. And I just thought this was a big waste of time. Then I went to a screening of the first J.J. Abrams Star Trek, and I'm like, you know what? That was pretty fun. That was a modern interpretation of Star Trek, and I thought it was quite good. Second one, not as good. Third one, had an absolute blast with. Love the third one. Now, there was originally whispers that they had a script for Star Trek 4 and that it was going to have Chris Hemsworth come back. Because for those of you who don't remember, Chris Hemsworth was briefly in the first film playing Captain Kirk's dad. And then he was gone. This is before he was like the world famous Chris Hemsworth. And I've always kind of wanted to see that idea. Now, of course, then that idea fell away. Then there was the whole Quentin Tarantino situation that came up. That is Quentin Tarantino going to do a Star Trek film? That apparently is not happening. But apparently this Star Trek 4 thing is still on. And I'll tell you what, sign me up. I want to see another one.
Or beam you up.
Beam me up. I want to see another one. I like this cast. I like the movies they've made. Are they like awesome? No. Do they end up in the top 15 films of the year list? No, but I enjoy it. I enjoy this franchise. I would like to see them. And I think this is a really good positive development for them, attaching a guy of this talent level to write the script. So we'll see. Anyway, Chris, You read about this. Did you watch Flight Attendant?
Yes, I
And-
really, really liked it. It honestly was because I had only seen Kaylee
That's
Cuoco.
Harley Quinn, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I had only seen Kaylee Cuoco in like Simple Rules to Date My Daughter and then Big Bang Theory.
I
Big Theory.
forgot she
Which
was
I-
in that, the John Ritter show.
Yep. And she was really delightful in that. I'm not a Big Bang Theory fan.
Neither am I.
I just was always there's like I think there's a TikTok of it of somebody just reacting to all of the weird laughs at just any kind of nerd culture reference and then being like, "That's nothing. That means nothing."
Yeah,
You
but that
don't
know what I
was,
say
also,
understand."
that was a laugh track, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
My thing
So-
about Big Bang Theory was always this, because I watched it because so many friends of mine loved it, and so I tried it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, here's my description of Big Bang Theory. It's a show about geek culture, clearly written by people who have no idea about geek culture.
Exactly.
That just every time I try to watch an episode, that's the overwhelming feeling I have.
100%. 100%.
Well, I like it, but moving on.
And if it's your cup of
And I'm
tea,
glad you like it.
if
I
it's your
know a
cup
lot of
tea,
people
I'm
that
here
like
for
it.
it. I really liked her in The Flight Attendant, though. It was a very different kind of thing from what I'd seen from her, and it really got me on board with her. I loved the writing style of it. I loved the plot that they had. It was really well done. For those of you who haven't watched the show, there is somebody who gets killed, and she has all these conversations with the dead person, but it's just her thinking through everything, and that can be really cheesy, and it's executed in such a great way. So this actually makes me really excited because this is a person who's dealt with genres all across different platforms, right? Dealing with Supernatural, dealing with Flight Attendant. I'm so intrigued and excited about Dead Boy Detectives. That exists in the world of Neil Gaiman. Those were created in 91 in one of the Sandman comics, and that will exist in the Sandman universe on Netflix, which if I'm not mistaken, I'm very excited about it. And I think that's something that'll really, really solidify me being even more pumped about their involvement with Star Trek. These are fun movies. They're popcorn movies. Do I think they're always firing on all cylinders? No. I was not a fan of like Alice Eve in these movies.
Right.
Of just like, I'm a doctor, but also I need to be naked almost to figure out how to do something. Of just
I
like,
don't see
okay,
any
The
problem
room
with
gets
that.
warm.
you know,
It's hard to think.
It's hard to think with your clothes on. Gosh, man,
Hard to think.
difficult. But I think for the most part, these are fun adaptations. It's an Elseworlds of Star Trek. And I think if you have that as your mentality, then you can not be as precious with it. I don't mean that in any disrespectful way to someone like Rob who knows this lore inside and out, but that's how I always viewed it. I also was a TNG girl, so I don't have as much of a tie to the original sci-fi Star Trek series. But I think this is a really good fit. I think this could be really cool and fun.
Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Miracle Made. Did you know that your temperature at night can have one of the greatest impacts on your sleep quality? If you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Inspired by NASA, Miracle Made uses silver-infused fabrics and makes temperature-regulating bedding so that you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. When they arrived at our house, my wife Ann loved the feel of them so much, she couldn't even wait for me to get home to put them on our bed. Miracle Made has self-cleaning. These sheets are infused with silver that prevents up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. Miracle Sheets also have incredible comfort and quality. Miracle Sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands and feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. So go to TryMiracle, that's TryMiracle.com/Campea to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code Campea at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you will get a full refund. So upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to TryMiracle.com/Campea and use the code Campea to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's TryMiracle.com/Campea to treat yourself. All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think? So, writer from Supernatural and Flight Attendant is coming on to write the script for Star Trek 4. Maybe this thing never happens. I kind of hope that it does. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.